Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. My name is VirtualNunchucks. If you're new around here, what I do is news updates about the gaming industry. Gameplay, obviously, reviews, opinion pieces every once in a while. So if gaming interests you in any capacity, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell, because every Monday through Friday we talk about games and play games, and so we'd love for you to hang out. Anyway, today we're going to talk about some news, because I haven't done that in a while, and we've got a few news issues that you might want to hear about. First of all, we're going to talk about Microsoft Series X and S shortages and Microsoft's response to that, because they addressed it over the weekend. We're going to talk about Microsoft's apparent controller joystick drift. That is a thing for Microsoft as well, so PS5 and Nintendo are not the only ones. We're going to talk about an upcoming Xbox Series X and S console exclusive that originally was not announced as such. Apparently it is now. We're also going to talk about some possible refunds for a PS5 game that if you want it, you can get it. And we're going to talk about some God of War news, and we're going to talk about a few other things. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. And if you do enjoy the video, a like is always appreciated. We can always talk about this in the comments section below. And all of these news stories that we talk about are always on my Twitter account, at VNunchucks. You can check them out as well. Make sure that I'm not actually making stuff up, because, I don't do that. Anyway, first thing we're going to talk about, of course, is Xbox Series X and S restock issues and shortages. Officially, Phil Spencer was on Larry Major Nelson's podcast just at the end of the year there, and he addressed some of the questions that a lot of people have about the shortages and stuff like that. So I'm going to read you what he said on the podcast. And yeah, he says, I get a lot of people who say, why didn't we build more? Why didn't we start earlier? Why didn't you ship them earlier? All of those things. He says, and it really comes down to physics and engineering. We're not holding any back. We're building them as fast as we possibly can. And we have all of the assembly lines going. And I was on the phone just last week, according to him, with Lisa Su from AMD, saying, how can we get more? How can we get more? And it's an everyday thing. He says we're constantly working on that. But it's not just us. He says PlayStation 5 is having a very tight supply, obviously. And it's a big issue. He says, he went on to say that, gaming in 2020 really came into its own, mostly because people were stuck at home. And so between gaming PCs and gaming consoles and gaming sales, it really kind of skyrocketed in 2020 because of the pandemic and everything. So he believes that's part of it. Of course, we all know too that part of the problem was all the scalpers, having the bots buy up thousands and thousands of consoles all over the place. We know that because I still haven't got mine, and there's a lot of people that are like that. So, but he's basically saying that they're doing the best they can. Hang in there. They'll restock them as soon as they can and get the stock to you guys. Of course, that doesn't help us while we wait. Some of us gamers are impatient, but it is what it is. So, and again, I shared this entire full article with you guys on my Twitter account at VNunchucks. You can take a look there. Microsoft is also asking for a lawsuit regarding joystick drift to be taken out of court and be settled in arbitration. And you might say, well, that doesn't sound very fair. Well, I'm going to read this to you. It says, and again, this is being reported by VCG. It says, Microsoft has called for a class action lawsuit over drifting on the controllers to be taken out of the courtroom and compelled by arbitration. The lawsuit, which was filed in April of last year on behalf of several Xbox users, alleged that drifting issues have been experienced by a large volume of Xbox owners across various controller models, including the Elite controller that costs, upwards of like $200, which is kind of sort of understandable why you wouldn't want something like that to happen. The lawsuit alleges that drifting issues are caused by a design flaw in the Xbox controller, which it claims Microsoft is aware of and failed to disclose to customers. And they actually amended the lawsuit back in October to address additional plaintiffs, so more people are suing, and the more people that they added were basically Xbox Elite controller people. So, however, a motion by Microsoft called on Washington to compel arbitration because the corporation argues that it's in accordance with the services agreement that the plaintiffs agree to when they buy their Xbox controllers, that they can go into arbitration. So, I mean, we'll see how this works out. This was Microsoft's response. It says plaintiffs repeatedly agreed to bring not to bring a lawsuit like this in court. In its latest motion, they argued that instead they assented to the Microsoft Services Agreement and a warranty agreement, which they promised they would arbitrate disputes on an individual basis using a consumer-friendly process before the American Arbitration Association. Basically, the arbitrator would be a person who is supposed to be impartial, look at the situation, decide what a good remedy is, and that would be legal and binding. So that's basically how that works. So the argument is you already agreed to arbitration, and also they have precedent for this because last year a federal judge granted arbitration for a similar drifting issue with the Nintendo Joy-Cons. We all know how that worked and what's going on. So we'll see how this works out. As of right now, that's still being worked out, but it is a thing. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys are having drifting issues with your Xbox Elite controllers or your Xbox controllers in general. I know I have drifting issues from time to time on every console that I play because I'm very, very hard on my controllers. As a disabled gamer, my hands don't work exactly right, so I'm very hard on them, and eventually all controllers do it from wear and tear, and especially mine. So I've never even really thought about suing the company because I just figured it was me. I'm hard on the controllers. But anyway, it is what it is. Xbox Series X also got some good news. There is a upcoming exclusive that has been confirmed by a developer, so we're going to talk about that. The Xbox, I'll read it to you. This is coming from comicbook.com. Xbox Series X has picked up another big exclusive game, or more specifically, another big and upcoming game, which was confirmed for Xbox Series X and S to be an exclusive. And if you're wondering what that game is, of course, it's Stalker 2. Stalker 2 has now been confirmed to be a PC, and originally it came out as a PC and Xbox Series X and S exclusive, but it turns out that over Twitter, the developer, which is GCS Gaming, or excuse me, GSC Game World, confirmed on their Twitter account that the game is just coming to PC and Xbox Series X and S because they had a fan who owned a PS5 wondering if there was going to be a PS5 version of the game. Right now, of course, it's unclear if this console exclusivity agreement is timed or if it is simply just exclusive. We don't really know. But as of right now, it will be an Xbox Series XS exclusive as well as on PC. We do not have any release dates at this time or anything like that, but we'll keep an eye on this too. If you're interested, let me know in the comment section below. So, yeah. So that's pretty cool. More exclusives are always good. I know it kind of sucks, but I mean, if you're going to have an Xbox, you want to have games to play. If you're going to have a PS5, same thing. You want games to play. So, and you want to have a reason to have one console over the other than just being a fanboy, right? So you can't play God of War on an Xbox. You can only play it on PlayStation. You can't play Halo on PlayStation. You can only play it on Xbox. So it's been around forever, and it probably will never go away. Although that would be nice. Okay, so we have like a couple more. If you're a PS5 owner or a PS4 owner, it really doesn't even matter at this point. Don't forget that tomorrow the PS Plus offerings flip over to the new offerings that they are going to offer in January. So if you want to play Just Cause 4, or at least add it to your library, if you want to add Just Cause 4 to your library, if you want to add Rocket League to your library, not Rocket League, Rocket Arena, and if you want to add things like Bug Snacks to your library, you need to do so today, because tomorrow you're going to get Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you're going to get Greedfall, and you're going to get a PS5 version of Maneater, which is the Shark PG. I have it. I've played it on the channel, and I reviewed it for you guys as well. So I can tell you that it's really cool. I said that in my video over the week, or I believe on Friday. So I'm not going to just gush over that game again. But if you want refunds for your recently purchased PS5 version of Maneater, or even a PS4 version, I believe they're offering refunds at Sony. If you purchase it digitally and they can confirm the purchase, all you have to do is contact the customer service arm of PlayStation, and they will issue a refund for you guys as well, because it will be offered starting tomorrow on PS5 as part of the PS Plus offerings. And they're going to go ahead and do that for you. Now, don't forget, if you don't add those things to your library, you can't just go back and get them. So make sure that the games that you want to add to your library, that you go ahead and do that, because obviously February we're going to get a new set of lineup and a set of games and all that kind of stuff. So make sure, if you want to play them at any point in time, you add them all to your library. That includes Bug Snacks. And thanks to a friend, Next Level Taken, who is a fellow YouTuber. You can follow him too, over on Twitter as well, at Next Level Taken on Twitter and on YouTube. He announced that the PS5 offering for Bug Snacks, which is available until tomorrow, you can get it on PS4. I had to play around with it on my phone in the PlayStation Store app, but I managed to do it. You just basically you search Bug Snacks on PS5 or Bug Snacks PS5. It'll come up. It'll tell you that it's free because you are a PS Plus member. You can go ahead and add that to your library. I went ahead and did that. It will not show up if you still have a PS4. It will not show up in your library on PS4, but it is in your library. I did confirm that it will be available to you when you get your PS5. So if you want to get that game or any other game that they offer exclusively on PS5, make sure that you search it and then add it to your library so that you don't miss out. Okay, because it is available. Thank you, Next Level Taken, because I didn't know that. I just thought I was going to have to pass on Bug Snacks, but I don't. That's really, really cool. All right. So anyway, there you go. The last story I have for you is, of course, if you're a fan of comic books and you're a fan of God of War, you're in luck, because a new comic book series for God of War is coming out on March 10th. Originally, it was supposed to come out latter half of 2020, but because of COVID and all that kind of stuff, it was very difficult to get it out. But officially, it will be available from Dark Horse Comics on March 10th. What we don't know at this point in time, because they've kind of kept it secret and kind of kept it quiet, is if it's going to be a sequel, kind of filling some gaps between God of War and God of War Ragnarok, or if it's going to be more of the same of, like, for example, when God of War came out on PlayStation 4, there was a prequel, comic book series that supposedly filled in the gaps between, meeting his wife and all that kind of stuff, all the way up until the game released and we picked up the story then. So we don't really know at this point in time. They haven't specified, but the new issue is coming out again on March the 10th. So It's called God of War Fallen God, which, see if I can get some more information real quick. Nope. It won't let me. I clicked on it and I was hoping that they would give me some information, but it doesn't, sadly. All I have is the release date, so March 10th, 2021, Dark Horse Comics, and God of War Fallen God, that's what it's called. Let's see if we can find the official synopsis here. Hang on a second. Okay, the official synopsis from Dark Horse Comics says, can a man ever be free from his past? Can the tides of time ever wash away the bloody sands of sin? Or anyway, I'm not going to read the whole thing. But apparently, it's going to fill in some gaps before it's set between God of War 3 and God of War 2018. So apparently, it's going to fill in some more gaps that we missed when the series picked up in the Norse realm. So if you're interested in that, of course, like I said, it'll be available to you starting on March the 10th. The price is set for $3.99, and it's about 32 pages, if that matters to you. Anyway, guys, that's the gaming news I have for you guys today. So I hope this video finds you well. I hope you have a great day. I hope you will leave me a like on the video. Talk to me about what you've heard in this video. If it was interesting to you, let me know in the comment section below what you think of the God of War comic. Are you excited? Or, you know, are you just waiting for the game itself to come out? If you're going to get a refund for Maneater, or if you're going to play Maneater on PS5, let me know. I think you should. I think it's a lot of fun, especially if you're just into that kind of crazy, over-the-top humor and being a shark. I mean, hey, you know, let me know what you think about the Joy-Con drift. Wow. Let me know what you think about the controller drift, all that kind of stuff in the comment section below. You can always talk to me. I'll talk to you guys. All I ask is that you, of course, be respectful, and I'll be respectful of you, no matter if we disagree or agree. Doesn't matter, just as long as we're respectful. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook.com/VirtualNunchucks, over on Twitter @VNunchucks, of course, Twitch.tv/VirtualNunchucks. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.